Hello students, welcome to the channel and you are watching the Ultimate English Teacher and Lecturer. Students, in this video I will discuss about talking about the text portion of the story The Adventure Class 11 Hornbill CBSE by Jayant Narlikar. Talking about the text. Question 1. Discuss the following statements in groups of two pairs, each pair in a group taking opposite points of view. 1. A single event may change the course of the history of a nation. Answer. 4. A single event may change the course of the history of a nation. In the case of the Battle of Panipat, when Marathas owned the war, the course of history changed and it led to a different shape of India. British rule ended and India soon became a democratic nation. People no longer were slaves under the white man. India was self-dependent and had self-respect. Against the motion, it is a matter of perspective that a single event may change the course of the history of a nation. As explained by Rajendra in the chapter, it is a catastrophic phenomenon that the Battle of Panipat had two courses of history in different worlds. Similarly, there may be different worlds having a different history of the same nation. 2. Reality is what is directly experienced through the senses. Answer. For the motion, as Gangadharpan experienced a different reality in the different world for 2 days. He even brought back a torn-off page of Bakhar book. He was experiencing different realities one at a time. It happened due to the lack of determinism in quantum theory and catastrophic theory. We sense our reality with our taste buds, hearing, seeing, smelling, and a sense of touch. Against the motion, reality is not entitled to the senses. Electrons can move to any direction at any point in time. They don't have a definite path to travel. When we can predict the direction of the fired bullet, we cannot predict the same thing about electrons. Number 3. The methods of inquiry of history, science and philosophy are similar. Answer. For the motion, the methods of inquiry of history, science and philosophy are similar. In the chapter History, Philosophy and Science Converge and Professor Gaitonde experienced a different set of events and reality in two different worlds. In one world, the Battle of Panipat was owned by Marathas and in other, it was owned by Mughals. Later, Rajendra explained to him the catastrophe theory and lack of determinism. They explained to us how history and science converged. Similarly, in the philosophy, truth is relative. Against the motion, it is inaccurate to say that the methods of inquiry of history, science and philosophy are similar. In the chapter, Rajendra tried to explain the events with a catastrophic theory which surely convinced Professor but not us. Philosophy is speculative while science is about the exact fact which is tested. History is based on a set of events and how they shape the existing reality. The chapter is a science fiction where the writer tries to show the convergence of the three different subjects, but in reality it employs different methodologies. 2.1. The story is called The Adventure. Compared it with the adventure described in We Are Not Afraid to Die. Answer. We Are Not Afraid to Die is a story about a family who went on a seafaring trip with their 2 children and 2 crewmen. The challenge was to keep them alive and reach the shore safely when the storm hit the sea and affected their boat. Their experience was real and painful. On the other hand, Professor Gaitonde's experience was imaginative. After his collisions, he traveled the world through his mind when he was unconscious for 2 days. 2. Why do you think Professor Gaitonde decided never to preside over meetings again? Answer. When in a different world, the professor noticed the empty presidential chair on the stage in the ongoing lecture. He tried to sit on it as it should not remain empty. He was asked to move away by the speaker. Later, when he started talking on the mic, the audience was not ready to listen to him. They threw many objects at him and asked him to move aside. They physically lifted him from the stage. Such experiences promoted Professor to never preside over meetings again.